Yo, what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome to episode 3 of Heek's Hot Takes, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. We had some technical difficulties earlier in the day. If you're watching this, it is now Monday. Even though we usually drop the videos and the episodes on Sundays. Had some technical difficulties. Live was tweaking, Facebook was tweaking. We tried, but it was what it is. It was what it was. We adapt. We back, don't matter. So we just gonna start the whole episode over again from the jump, and we'll just go like that, and that's cool. So bear with me, if it seems like I'm going kind of fast because this is the first like recorded video. So instead of like bouncing off of other people and topics and stuff, it'll just be me kind of talking, which is what it is at this point until we figure out some way to have guests. I'd love to have guests come on the show. Anybody who wants to share their opinion and potential partners of some sort, co-hosts, because it's always easier to talk sports when you got other people to bounce ideas off of, personalities to chop it up with. So that would be cool too. Just keep that out there in the background if that's something you'd be interested in doing. Shoot, as long as you're respectful with it, we come on the show, we have a good time, we get rocking. So let's start the show here, episode 3. So today we're just gonna talk a little bit about things we saw in the preseason, and then we're gonna go ahead and dive right into our previews of our division. We're doing NFC and AFC South divisional previews this week, and really got a super spicy take for one of them, and I think you guys might be surprised on another take on the other one. So we'll see how that goes, right? So yesterday I wasn't able to watch a lot of the games on the TV, but I was definitely able to catch, highlights. I watched some film on YouTube a little bit, but because we were at the Chiefs game ourselves. But some things, I think something that really stuck out to me yesterday from all the preseason games is these rookies have officially arrived. The rookies in this draft class, they're gonna be important to their teams. Bijan Robinson looked the part. There's like, I don't know. You can just tell sometimes when you see a guy make a move or cut, or you could just tell, okay, that guy belongs where he's at. And Bijan did that a couple times yesterday. He had like a 13-yard run that was just, even in the 13-yard run, you could tell, the vision and the cuts, they were on point. And then the little screen pass he had, he reached back and snagged the ball, made guy miss, turned nothing into something. Bijan's gonna be a problem. Tank Bigsby in Jacksonville looked like he might be a problem as well. Doug Peterson came out, said he's gonna have a role in the offense. So those two rookie running backs right there looking strong. Zach Charbonnet from the Seahawks as well looks strong. Another rookie running back that could cut into Kenneth Walker's work, but you never really know. I think Kenneth Walker's still going to be the bell cow there. Charbonnet is just going to spell him. But still, Charbonnet looked good yesterday. Jackson Smith and Jigma, another Seahawks rookie, also looked the part yesterday. Very exciting to have him in the wide receiver room with DK and Lockett. So that overall that Seahawks team looked very impressive. Drew Lock was locked in yesterday. Uh, Gino was locked in yesterday. I mean, that team's probably gonna make a lot of people a lot of money this year. Keep that on your radar. I think them taking the spread in a lot of games, that might be the move because they looked sharp yesterday and that defense looks rejuvenated. So they just got Jaron Reed back from the Chiefs. He got him a sack yesterday. So that I think the Seahawks can make people some money this year. Look at them for that to cover those spreads this year. Other rookies that look good, Deuce Vaughn look continue to impress. He might be one of those ones where people thought too much about it, right? He's short, he's small in stature. You don't really take a guy like that. It's typically in the NFL draft, but I'm pretty sure, he's one of the top rushers in the country last year. So he's been looking explosive. Justin Ross from the Chiefs. Listen, this is not a homer pick. I promise you. Okay, the hype from Justin Ross has been real since his freshman year at Georgia. Not Georgia. I apologize. Clemson. His freshman year at Clemson. when he was out there going crazy with T-Law. Okay, so the injury was really the factor with Justin Ross. He had a really bad spinal injury that threatened his career actually, and he went undrafted. I'm telling y'all right now, he's back. If this kid can stay healthy, I'd sprinkle something on comeback player of the year for him, to be honest. He took a whole redshirt year. The whole NFL knew what was going on with his medical history. And this dude looks like he's going to be a significant piece in the rotation for the Chiefs. His route running ability is crazy. He had a whip route yesterday that he hit it, and I mean there was like 3 to 4 yards of separation between him and the quarterback in the NFL. That's a lot of separation. He had another route yesterday. Actually was an incomplete pass. Blaine Gabbert's one incompletion yesterday was to Justin Ross. He ran a post corner. It's one of those you won't see it on the highlights because of incompletion, but Balaka and I were there when we watched it, and this dude was even more wide open than he was on the whip route. He came off the field mad as hell, bro. He was so mad, and Mahomes ran right up to him and he said something to him. I was like, Black, I bet Mahomes like, hey, bro, if that's me, that's 6. Don't worry, that's 6. So, Justin Ross is looking nice, for sure. And then Will Anderson flashed for the Texans yesterday, and CJ Stroud definitely looked to improve as well. Did not look as rattled as in the first game, but still want to see a little bit more from CJ. To be honest, still want to see a little bit more. What was another one? Jalen Hyatt had a touchdown yesterday as well. He had a pretty bad drop at first. I mean, right, smoked him right in his hands. You're an NFL receiver, you got to catch that ball. But he came back with a nice touchdown. He's wide open, so he better catch it. But the rookies looked nice yesterday. Rookies look nice. So looking to see a good year from the rookies. Don't be afraid to take rookies in your draft. It's scary. It's scary if you're playing fantasy taking rookies, but they can pay, the fruits can pay off for sure. All right. We're just gonna go ahead and find these division previews, guys. Get this episode, keep it rolling. So we'll start. We're doing the South this week. NFC, AFC South. We'll start with the NFC this week. That includes the NFC South includes New Orleans Saints, Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to start with the Saints. Saints are my chalk pick to win the division, guys. Pretty straightforward pick there. I'm actually surprised they're still plus money right now, but it kind of speaks to the potential of one of these teams in this division that I'll speak about here shortly. But yeah, you can still get them at plus 130. They got the addition of Derek Carr this offseason. I'm not a big Derek Carr fan, but he can get the job done and he can make the necessary throws. You combine that with the ascension of Chris Olave, Michael Thomas back in the fold. What's the other little fast guy they got? Rashid Shaheed or something like that. They got decent weapons in there. They got about 17 tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Graham's back from the prehistoric era. They got Taysom Hill playing all 11 positions on the field. I mean, the offensive weapons are looking nice on this team. My question is Kamara cooked, though? Like, I don't know if Kamara's cooked or not. Last year in my fantasy, maybe I'm just bitter because he was boo-boo. And I was mad about it. And I thought I was like, oh, Kamara in like the 4th, 5th round? Hell yeah, bum. No, he's a bum. So, no, I shouldn't say that. Maybe he still got some juice, and maybe I'm just bitter. But we'll see. They spent a very decent draft pick, second day draft pick on the rookie out of TCU running back. So, and they've had Kareem Hunt in the building as well. So, if Kamara wasn't cooked, would they have be looking to put that much investment into running backs? That's how I kind of look at it. So, defense is looking decent. Marshawn Lattimore's still over there. Honey Badger's over there. The front seven's looking pretty ferocious. They were getting some pressure. So, I think they'll have probably the best defense in the division as well. Pending. Again, I have another team I'm to talk about here shortly, but um, I don't know. I think that's just a pretty straightforward pick for you there. Saints to win that division. They look locked and loaded to make a run. NFC is pretty wide open as well in general, so you never know. Panthers up next. Carolina Panthers. This Panther team frustrates me because I feel like they should. I know it's the preseason, but I feel like they should be performing better than they are on the field based on what they are on paper. You add Bryce Young, Heisman Trophy winner. You add Adam Thielen to that receiver room with some veteran leadership. You got Miles Sanders there, but they just look plain. And some people like plain, but I don't like plain, man. They look plain. They look regular as hell. They look like unseasoned chicken in the preseason right now. It's not. I don't know, man. They gotta get some Lowrys on that shit, or it's not. It's not gonna end well for them. I don't know, man. Again, though, any team in this division is safe because it's such a weak division. It's so wide open. So they could figure it out mid-season and start clicking. But they do have a defense with some players, Jeremy Chin, Brian Burns. They got some talent, and that's why I'm weak. Like I don't know what's happening, but it just doesn't look how I think it should look in the preseason for them. And I don't know. Tell me what y'all think about that. That this is a team that I think should challenge for the division. It's wide open, but I don't know. They look real regular, and Bryce Young doesn't look settled in yet. Not yet. So, and if the quarterback's unsettled, then we all know how that goes. So we'll keep tabs on Carolina for now, but I don't see them making much noise. We'll move on to the Tampa Bay Bucks. Okay, Tampa Bay Bucks. We're gonna put on the ticker, y'all. He's hot takes. All right. I think this team challenges the Arizona Cardinals for the worst record in the league this year. Yep, you heard it. I do. Uh-huh. I don't see it. Again, any team in this division is gonna be saved potentially because of the competition they're gonna face 6 times a year. But man, Baker, listen, if you believe in Baker still, you have a biased appreciation for Baker Mayfield. And I stand by that. I stand by that statement. That dude has given us nothing to work off of that tells me that tells any of us that he can consistently be a starting NFL quarterback that can lead you to a championship. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Yet here he is again with another shot at being a starter, and it don't compute to me. And they have, in my opinion, not as good of weapons as he had when he was with that Browns team. I mean, Nick Chubb in himself is good for all the weapons they got in Tampa Bay right now. They got broken Chris Godwin, broken Mike Evans, second year back Rashad White. I mean, they don't have nothing inspiring for him to be getting the ball to. At least he had Jarvis Landry, David Njoku, and in Cleveland. He don't. The defense is decent. Still, they got some guys over there with some pride. Levante David. Well, they got some pass rushers over there still too. So they got some dudes with some pride on that defense that might keep them in games. But Baker getting benched for Kyle Trask at some point in the season is not out of the realm of possibility. And Kyle Trask is obviously not him. So I I think this team could challenge for Arizona with the worst record in the league. He's hot take. Heard it here first. Last but not least, Certainly not least, my spicy pick to win this division, the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, I think the Atlanta Falcons could make some noise this year. Definitely. Another team I think that could make people a lot of money this year covering the spread. These guys made the proper adjustments and updates to their roster, and they have an identity, is what I really like. Okay, they have an identity, and they know what that identity is, and they're going to stick to that identity. Okay, so Arthur Smith, their head coach, is he knows what he's doing. Okay, this guy was the offensive coordinator in Tennessee Titans with the Tennessee Titans when Derrick Henry was averaging close to 2,000 yards a season. Comes over and is the Atlanta Falcons head coach. I think last year was his first year. So this year, second year in their system. Last year, if you watched any football at all and you watched the Falcons, you knew what they were going to do. The other team knew what they were going to do. Everybody watching and playing the game knew what they were going to do. That's run the ball. And it didn't matter. They still effectively ran the ball with a journeyman running back, Cordero Patterson, and a rookie, Tyler Algier. Effectively. Insert possible generational talent, Bijan Robinson, to that scheme. This could get scary, okay? Three-headed monster. You could see all three of these dudes on the field at the same time, hypothetically. This is not out of the realm of possibility for this offense. You could see Algier in the backfield, maybe double backfield with him and Patterson, Bijan split out wide. Or Bijan and Algier in the backfield, Patterson split out wide. Or Algier in the backfield, Bijan split out wide, Cordell split out wide, Bijan jet motion. I mean, there are so many creative ways you can involve these three guys. It's an offensive coordinator's dream. And I really think they're going to do some creative things in this offense. Desmond Ritter's taking over the quarterback from Marcus Mariota. It's going to be an upgrade with his arm. Whether or not it's going to be an upgrade they need to take him to the next level, we'll see. But it definitely has the potential to unlock other players on their team like Kyle Pitts and Drake London because Mariota was not it. That man was throwing marshmallows out there. I'm sorry. Good guy. Good guy. But damn. Oh, I seen dude at Dave and Buster's throwing dots better than him the other day. I was scary season for Mariota, but I don't know. I think another we'll call this a medium take. I'm not ready to call it a hot take yet, almost maybe, but Heineke could take Ritter's job in the middle of the season. I like Heineke a lot, and he stabilized that ship in Washington when they needed him to. So if Ritter starts struggling a little bit, Heineke could get inserted. He's been treated in the preseason similar to Ritter in the sense of he's not playing more than he needs to. So I see that as Atlanta treating him as that. Like, okay, if Ritter struggles a little bit, we'll throw Heineke in there. And you don't just pay a dude. Like, you can say all you want about giving the keys to Ritter, right? You don't pay a dude like Heineke, who you know's hungry, who you know wants a chance to prove himself. You don't sign a dude like that to back up your second year quarterback you just gave the keys to if you don't have a little hesitation. So I think Heineke could be in play there mid-season if Ritter struggles. But the big additions to this team aren't even on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, Bijan is huge, but the defensive side of the ball again speaks to the identity that this team wants to play and the way they view their division. I think the additions they made speak directly to the competition that they have in their division, right? So when you look at Carolina, I mean, we'll just that's not a good example. When you look at the Bucks, right? If you look at offense, okay, who sticks out, right? If I was a defensive coordinator and I'm looking at the Bucks and I'm trying to stop the Bucks, I'm looking to stop Mike Evans. I'm looking to stop Chris Godwin. I know I just said they were broken, but they are still the two best players on their offense. So I'm looking to stop those two. Okay, wide receivers. The Saints, right? Who are you looking to stop when you come in to play the Saints, right? You're looking to stop probably either Kamara or if he's washed, you're looking to stop Olave. You're looking to stop potentially Michael Thomas. You're looking to stop potentially Taysom Hill, right? So wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, wide receivers mostly. The point I'm getting to is the Falcons this offseason traded for Jeff Okudah from the Lions and signed Jesse Bates from the Bengals. These two are instant impact upgrades in their secondary. Instant impact. The reason why is because, and I said this in the first video, and I'm verbatim going to say it again, okay? You can ask anyone who knows anything about cornerback or defensive back that plays, get out anywhere at like, let's say, college level and above. I'm going to, I'll spare the high schoolers because they might just say who they like the best, right? But anyone who knows anything about playing some DB or some corner will tell you that AJ Terrell is one of the most, if not the most underrated corner in the league. That man is an island, okay? He be locking down. People forget his rookie year. I'm pretty sure Julio was still in the league, and it was Julio's last year in Atlanta. So all practice that year, he's D'ing up Julio. Like, the kid's nice. So you got AJ Terrell, you got Jeff Okudah, you got Jesse Bates in their secondary. Whew. They gonna be able to shut down some teams in the past. I really look forward to those Saints versus Falcons game this year. And those games are gonna really determine the winner of this division. That's how this division is gonna go. I wouldn't be mad if you take the Falcons and put them in a round robin parlay of like them and like the Vikings and like the Steelers, right? Round robin those three teams to win their division by 2. See what happens. Could make some money. I'm getting more and more high on the Steelers as this freaking preseason goes on, dude. That's another thing I meant to say in the chop up. Okay, we just finished the NFC South anyway, so before we go into the AFC South, yo, wake up to the Steelers, people. Okay, they are live, right? Kenny Pickett looks like he took the next step. He really does. I saw him put a dot to Fryermuth. I can't remember if that was yesterday or the game before. It was between like 3 or 4 dudes. Remember that back shoulder? I'm like, gee, okay, Kenny. So yeah, that's a sidebar right there. What? Don't sleep on the Steelers at all, please. Oof. All right, AFC South, we go. So this one's gonna be a little bit more enjoyable because this is about one video cut off. So this is more organic here. Okay. Chalk pick for the AFC South. We'll go over that team first. It's everyone's favorite pick right now. The Jacksonville Jaguars. It's our favorite pick for a good reason. The team ended very well. Great comeback in the playoffs against the Chargers. T-Law looks like he's looking to take that next step, especially with the addition of Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley looks like he hasn't lost a step at all. So that's a huge addition for them. And an already loaded room of weapons, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne, this Tank Bigsby kid. That offense is loaded. They might challenge this year, for top offense in the league. That's a realistic goal for them, I would say. They got a lot of juice on the offense. What's the defense gonna do? Right? Is the defense is this gonna be a team? Is this gonna be a team that's similar to the Chiefs team that went to the Super Bowl, right? And when we played the Niners, right? And it was just like all offense that year. Just like offense. And sometimes that gets you there, but oftentimes it doesn't. Hey, it worked, but defense wins championships. That's what they say, and it's not wrong. It's not wrong at all. So what's the defense gonna do? They'll be fine in their division. Their division is fairly soft. But what are they gonna do outside of the division when they gotta play these teams, when they gotta play Kansas City, when they gotta play the Chargers, when they gotta play the Bengals, when they gotta play the Ravens, right? With these teams with other explosive offenses, is it just gonna be a track meet, or because these other teams, they don't have bad defenses. So, not saying the Jags have a bad defense, but I'm not saying they have a defense that inspires me either. I'm not like, I'm gonna grab the Jags defense and fan it. No, I'm not. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Texans. Talk about the Texans. Rookies flashed yesterday. C.A. Stroud looked a lot better. Will Anderson looked like a dog. That dude mauled some poor running back. Just absolutely crushed him on his way to the quarterback. He wasn't there. Uh, it was like one of them tackle dummies in football practice, and you don't even tackle it, you just run through it, just flatten it. That's what it was. It was bad. Oh man. So he's looking like he's adjusting nicely. CJ Stroud slowly but surely adjusting nicely. Uh, he better. He better, because Dougie Mills hasn't been looking too bad backing him up. So we'll see. CJ, I think they did a good job of putting him on the bootleg and using his legs a lot yesterday. Not in a sense of because we all know he wants to sit in the pocket, so they kind of forced him to roll out and do things on the move, which I think is good for him. It unlocks a whole nother part of his game that he's gonna need in the NFL. He's gonna need it. This team, they're gonna play hard. They're gonna play hard because their coach is gonna make them play hard. D'Amico Ryans is not gonna settle for that. He's not gonna let them be soft. So it's depending on how the talent gels. You know, they could surprise a team or two here during the season. They did it last year. They beat the Jags. No, not the Jags. Who they beat? They beat somebody late last year they weren't supposed to beat. But so you never know. But I think this team is another obvious chalk pick, kind of like the Cardinals, for how you might want to think of them as the worst in the league. But I think they have more talent, honestly, on their team than the Cardinals do, and the Buccaneers. So, and again, the coach, I don't think the coach is gonna let them lay down. So, uh, I also though don't think they're gonna be a thing inspiring. I find the Texans and the Panthers in the same boat, kind of, but the Panthers shouldn't be in that boat. I did. Panthers, what are you doing? um, we'll jump to the Colts. Okay, the Colts. The Colts. A lot of realm of possibilities for this team here. Thought about saying a lot of things about this team here. Really some exciting things to think about this team here. And it all starts with their first round pick. I'm dubbing him A-Rich. Don't care. That's what it's going to be. A-Rich. 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 Okay, so A-Rich is Anthony Richardson. Rookie quarterback drafted out of Florida. Dude has crazy intangibles. Literally jumped the highest any quarterback's ever jumped at the combine. I think ran not the fastest, but ran really fast. Dude's just an athletic freak. Just type in Anthony Richardson on YouTube and you'll see this 6'4", 240-pound monster guy playing quarterback, like running fast, uh, and throwing the ball really far. There's like a video I saw of him. He was running to his right. He was in practice. He run to his right, and he jump throw the ball like 60 yards through the air. It wasn't like a route or anything. The guy was just standing still when he was catching it, but 60 yards in the air. And I was like, that's just all arm talent, man. You gotta be careful. This is coming from a guy with the team whose quarterback has a lot of arm talent. Sometimes guys like that rely on that too much or at the wrong times, so it could get them in trouble. So I think he's got to learn. I mean, Mahomes did it yesterday. Remember when he did that freaking crazy ass jump out of bounds pass? I looked at blockheads like, this is preseason. He's doing too much right now. But that's just what they are. So you don't want to change them, but you want to like coach them. So, man, that kid's got a lot of things you can't teach. So I think pending on how quickly he puts it together, and I think pending on Jonathan Taylor, what happens with that saga, if that gets figured out, that's going to tell a lot about this team. This team's ceiling is winning the division. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Its floor is challenging the Texans for the bottom of the division. Pending all the things I just said. Okay, the defense will take a step back, losing Stephon Gilmore in the offseason to the Cowboys, so that's also an issue. Are they finally going to give Jelani Woods more tick? Jelani Woods, 6'7" monster, tight end. 6'7" tight ends tend to do pretty well in the league if you look at the record. Gronk, Kelsey, all 6'7". I'm sure there's some 6'7" guys that don't do well too, but if you're 6'7" and you can move and run like a giraffe, yeah, you could. Yeah, it's probably gonna work out for you. So they gotta play him more too. And I do see this team as definitely a potential for Kareem Hunt. I think if you ask me, I think this team is the reason why Kareem Hunt didn't end up signing in New Orleans. He was there and he actually left. I think he left Indy to go to New Orleans because he was going to sign in Indy, then left Indy to go to New Orleans, then left New Orleans after they said he signed in New Orleans. And I really think that it's because he's waiting to hear from them about Jonathan Taylor. The Colts backup running back broke his arm or leg, I think his arm, like first week of training camp. So the Colts, and if JT doesn't show up, the Colts are super thin at running back, like extremely thin for a system that their head coach is coming from the Philadelphia Eagles. He was the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles last year, who were a very run heavy team. So we're expecting that team to run the ball a lot, and you need a running back to run the ball. So they have one at quarterback, but they need another one at running back. So I think Kareem's waiting to hear about Jonathan Taylor. And if Jonathan Taylor sits out, or if that situation goes super duper sour, I think we see Kareem Hunt in Indy, and we see Kareem Hunt getting majority snaps and carries, because I think that's what he wants at this point in his career. He knows this is probably the last contract he's going to get. And if he gets signed as a third down back, then that's what he's going to be for the rest of his career. And if he gets signed to a team that's going to give him an opportunity to carry the pill for, first, second, and maybe even third down, maybe then he has a potential to extend his career even more. So I think we see Kareem in Indy pending Jonathan Taylor. And pending Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richards' development, this team, has a very wide range of possibilities for what's going to happen there. Last but not least, Tennessee Titans. Okay, this team, this is my spicy pick for this division as a division winner. I'm going to be 100% honest. This is something y'all don't want to hear. Okay, this is something I don't want to hear. I don't want to believe this. I don't think this makes sense to me in the logic of what I see from Ryan Tannehill at all. But I know Mike Vrabel as a coach, and I know Derrick Henry. Okay, so the Tennessee Titans last year, before Derrick Henry got hurt, with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback and no A.J. Brown, were 7-3 before the Derrick Henry injury. 7-3. I bet half of y'all didn't even remember that. Go look. I'll wait. I'll give you 20 seconds to go look right now. I lied. I'm not giving you 20 seconds to go look right now. Okay, that's a fact. They were 7-3 to start the season before the Derrick Henry injury. He gets hurt, they lose every game the rest of the year. They lost 7 straight. Okay? That is how important that man is to that team. And that is how much of an impact he makes in this league. Okay? That is how I view Derrick Henry. All right. You're now telling me that you're taking a team that went 7-3 with the healthy Derrick Henry and no AJ Brown, and you are now inputting a probably first, maybe second ballot, probably first ballot Hall of Famer in DeAndre Hopkins. You're inserting DeAndre Hopkins into the lineup, who plays the exact same role AJ Brown would have played. A little bit older, sure, but all reports out of camp is that man looks like DeAndre Hopkins. Sometimes 1 + 1 = 2, and I've said this a lot, right? And you're gonna hear me say that a lot in this series when we talk about things. And sometimes we don't overthink. We just can't overthink it, guys. Okay, 7-3 before Derrick Henry gets hurt with no AJ Brown. 7-3. Derrick Henry gets hurt, lose the rest of their games. Derrick Henry back healthy. I done seen the workout videos. He's doing some insane shit again. Okay. Derrick Henry back healthy. Insert D Hop to play the AJ Brown role. Right? I don't need to hear anything else. Yeah, sure. Tannehill is sus. Uh-huh. I agree. 100%. Malik Willis. Mm-hmm. Double sus. Yep. I agree. That's the backup. Will Levis, triple sus. Buddy is actually buns. Like, that's why he fell so far. Who knew? He's actually buns. The dude was getting talked about being top 5 pick, and he is not good. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man, because this team they're gonna fight you, because that's what their head coach would do. Okay, they're gonna fight you like on the field. It's gonna be one of the more physical games you're ever gonna play all year. Every team in the league says that about the Titans. Okay, and they're gonna wear you down physically and mentally, and they're gonna bring you into their chamber in their house, and they're gonna say, "Let's go." And you're gonna have to outlast them. And I don't know, man. I think plus 310, a team that started 7-3 last year, and a significant injury completely derails the whole season. Plus 310, I think is pretty disrespectful. I think that's pretty disrespectful. So this was the other team I was talking about. You could probably put in that parlay with like Titans, Falcons, Vikings, Steelers, right? And then round robin that, could come out with something. Maybe throw Cowboys in there, for a round robin by 2 with those 5 teams. They're all under, they're not, none of those guys are the favorites to win their divisions, but they're all really good odds and have chances, and there's realities where they could. So, yeah, man, don't sleep on them Titans. So, that being said, that'll be the episode for today, guys. I don't have any more other breakdowns. Man, this recording stuff, just me, it's kind of weird. I really wish I was live so I could bounce off some more topics and stuff like that. So, what we'll do, since we can't do that, I'll post this. It'll get posted, obviously. Comment, man. Chop it up in the comments. Talk some shit. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear what y'all think. What I said. Do I sound like a dummy? Do I sound like I'm talking what I'm talking about? Like, let's chop it up. That's the purpose of this show. I want to chop it up. I want to engage people. I want to talk about sports. Let's have a good time. And win some money, obviously, when the gambling started. So, yeah, comment. I'll comment when I can. I got work tomorrow. Everybody got work this whole week, obviously, whatever. But I'll comment when I can. We'll interact throughout the week. I'll try to get this live situation figured out so that next week we can go live and back to our regular scheduled programming. Next week we'll do the West is the best, baby. We'll do AFC West. We'll do the NFC West. And then and that'll wrap up our divisional previews and breakdowns. And the next Sunday after that, people will have NFL football to you for our pleasure. Oh yeah. Well, that being said, you got anything for the people, Bob? Okay. Have a good day. Signing out.